Batgirl number 17, written by Ray Fox, art by Daniel Sampier. So, pretty much a new arc, but we are coming off the heels of Death of the Family. So, Batgirl, we open up here, is just surrounded by fire. There's a dead cop in front of her, or at least one who's knocked out. And the narration is seemingly omnipotent. It's saying like, oh, there's Batgirl. The fires of Gotham keep on surging. How long can you endure it? And we see Batgirl is trying to get her bearings, and all of a sudden basically a rocket, an RPG, just fires at her, and she like jumps into it, and the narration's like, oh, she leaps, she dances, and she will never surrender. So then we get 24 hours earlier. Batgirl's still recovering from her wounds from Death of the Family, but she is unwilling to be in the hospital, and she is looking through GCPD mugshots of some guys and trying to figure out which ones were Joker's thugs. And so being able to say like, okay, these guys are extra super dangerous because Joker was around. And she realizes one of them, despite wearing clown makeup, she sees him on the website and is like, oh, that's one of them. And she puts all the guys into a folder, sends it out and saying, hey, these guys are Joker gang members. Several of them are violating their parole. Go get them. So also in between these issues was a story in Young Romance where Batgirl and Ricky sort of kind of had a thing. And Ricky said, hey, maybe you should ask me out if you see me around. Just letting you know that happened, because now Barbara's out on the street and she bumps into Ricky. And Ricky doesn't recognize her, of course, because she's not in her Batgirl outfit. But Barbara's like, oh, hey, Ricky. And he's like, I'm sorry, do I know you? And she's like, your name tag. And he's like, okay, yeah, anyway, I'm working at a soup kitchen right now. Can I help you with something? And she's like, oh, you're being awfully rude. That's not a way to ask any sort of girl out, Ricky. And she's like, what in the world are you talking about? So that happens. Meanwhile, we cut over to the hospital where Barbara's mom is still recovering from her role in Death of the Family. And in walks James Gordon Jr. dressed as a doctor. And he's like, hey, Mom, how you feeling on a scale of 1 to 10? You can use your fingers. Ha, ha, ha. By the way, are you taking antidepressants? How long have you been feeling anxious? I'm very concerned about that. And immediately her mom is just like, no. Get out of here. I ain't dealing with you. You're the worst. I hate you. And she literally says, you know what? I know you think I left because you're so creepy or whatnot, but no. You are so entirely normal in your psychopathy. Like, you're nothing special there. You're just a disappointment. So if you're here to kill me, otherwise get the hell out. And James Gordon Jr. seemingly just takes it on the nose. So then we cut over to Jim Gordon in the police department, and he is looking over the message that he just got from an anonymous source, and he's like, all right, well, we're understaffed and underhanded, but we can at least go out and get these guys. So he puts up the mugshots of people who were used as Joker's accomplices and says, all right, everyone's going to go out here. Harvey Bullock's going to be coordinating, so keep an eye out. And then he talks Harvey off to the side and says, like, by the way, my son's out there. He is like the number one priority. Get him off the streets no matter what you do. And Harvey's like, don't worry, we will get your son in. Just if you need anything, let me know. And we see them all grabbing their shotguns and whatnot, getting ready to roll out. So over in the Gotham City motel, James Gordon Jr. is calling his sister, and Barbara answers, and she's like, hey, what's going on? As we see that there is a house on fire somewhere nearby, and cops are already on the scene, and Barbara's like, oh, James, it's you. What do you want? And James is like, I'm sorry about the whole Joker thing, but it is kind of compelling, that stuff he was saying about cutting off your arms and legs. And she's like, oh, hey, it sounds like you're off your meds. Your voice always gets a little bit squeaky when you do. And she's like, oh, you're being funny. That's nice. I liked it better when you were scared. And we see during this conversation, one of the Joker's goons is being arrested. And Barbara has a police scanner on, and basically James Gordon is saying like, oh yeah, you think you're being funny, you won't be laughing soon. And the police scanner says how the car basically just exploded. The car carrying the Joker goon exploded before it could even get him in there. And Batgirl's like, ugh, I was really hoping not to go out tonight, but it seems like I gotta. So she gets her gear on, goes out, and it's like, oh my god, this guy was the Joker goon like a suicide bomber? What's going on? So then we cut to another location with another Joker goon. Cops are at the door. They're ready, locked and loaded. They're going to attack the police as soon as they open up the door. But then, just before then, Batgirl jumps in, starts taking him out. The cops on the other side just hear a round of gunfire. And then when they finally get into the room, they're all in cuffs with guns on the table. And they're like, oh, we didn't do nothing. That Batgirl, she framed us. And at that point, Batgirl was like, okay, they didn't have any suicide bomb stuff on them, so clearly it wasn't suicide bombers. What in the hell caused that car to explode? And as she's looking on, she comes to the realization, like, all of those fires and explosions, they weren't set by Joker's people. They were set by someone else. And we see the RPG coming at the squad car that they were being loaded into. Batgirl manages to get the police kind of out of the way, but they're still impacted by the blast. And then we see James Gordon Jr. looking on from below as Batgirl grapples up to where the source of the RPG was. And as she gets inside the window, there's a dude in like full tactical armor. And he's just like, okay, guess I'm dealing with a bat right now. And as Batgirl starts like punching him, it's just like, oh, okay, whatever. It's always someone in a costume. Who are you even supposed to be? And he's like, oh, they call me Firebug. Guess you should have done your homework. And she's like, what are you even talking about? And he presses a detonator. An explosion comes up behind her, and then Firebug unleashes a flamethrower on her, where we end the issue there. I want this to be more James Gordon Jr. centric. I know it feels like he already made up a majority of the issue, which, to be fair, he did, but like, it seems like we're pivoting into this Firebug thing, and if all of this happens to be James Gordon Jr. plans, I'm okay with it. But it doesn't feel like that quite yet. It still feels like they're still building to Junior in the background, despite the fact that the cover for this issue is Junior literally attacking Batgirl directly. I just want that arc, you know? I feel like we've built to it literally since like the third arc of this book. It's been a long time coming. I just want to get there now. Maybe that's my own personal bias getting in there, but I don't care about Firebug, and they haven't done anything to make me care about Firebug. I just want to see the Junior thing resolve. So, art-wise, this issue's fine. The omnipotent narrator, I feel like it's actually supposed to be Junior, but at the same point, at one point he quotes himself, so I don't know. It's somewhere in the middle. I'm going to give this one it's a 6.5. It's fine. It's not great. I'm wanting something that they've been teasing for so long, and I'm just tired of the tease. I just want to get to it.